so today is Sunday, June 19th. Sunday, June 19th. And the week that's coming up, I don't have a ton of stuff scheduled. Unfortunately, some of my things got canceled. So now what I'm gonna have to do is pretty much create some work. I have to create opportunity when those sorts of things happen. When I don't have meetings for buyers or someone to pitch in front of, then I have to start creating a bunch of opportunities. And for me to do that, I just tend to start reaching out to places. Like I mentioned that, I wanted to work with Kaiser because I have a product that I think will be really amazing for their cafe or some sort of partnership or something with them. And I'm probably going to reach out to them so I can create some opportunity. And then I am going to apply for a farmer's market because really I need to be able to sample and get to know customers and the taste in this area, or at the very least just introducing myself and my company and letting people know, hey, we exist here. Farmer's market is not going to give me the type of revenue that I'm looking for. It's not going to add to my bottom line, not in a way that's going to be significant. However, not one. I don't know how other people do it. Maybe they have, 50 farmers markets and that's, doing it for them. But retail is the way that I'm going to make that significant revenue jump that I need to make. It's not going to be through farmers market. However, farmers market will help aid in getting to those numbers when it comes to the retail space, because if I do farmers markets here in this area, sample my product, people enjoy it, they enjoy me. When I then announce and say, hey, we're in X, Y, and Z stores in this region, which is typically where you start selling your product, is in the region that you operate in. Typically, not all the time, but most of the time it works that way. Then those same customers who remember me from the farmers market will go into the stores and purchase my product, in addition to the consumers who have never heard of me before and are just looking at this product sitting on the shelves and then decide to pick it up and try it out. The other thing that I'm going to try to do this week is just reaching out to some past opportunities that I've had to see if we can revisit some discussions. And also, I'm going to work on the products that I had mentioned several weeks ago that I wanted to sell on Amazon that are non-perishable. So because this coming week is very slow, then I'll have an opportunity to work on some of those other projects. And then the following week, hopefully that will generate opportunities or things that have been postponed, like my meeting with Rayleigh's, that sort of stuff. Hopefully in, mid-June, end of June, early July, then those conversations come back into the fold, and then I can have those opportunities. So it's okay if I have a slow week. That's not an issue because I fill my time up, and that's something that you want to do when you have a business. If it's slow, it doesn't mean this is time to chill. That means it's time to work on other projects. That's when it's time to, try to create some momentum and some opportunities. Having to do that is what makes entrepreneurship so challenging. It's easy when people are approaching you and saying, hey, let's do this together, I have this opportunity. But when there's nothing going on and you have to create those sales and those relationships and reaching out to people who don't know that you exist, that is the part that makes things difficult. That is the point where I feel like a lot of people want to quit because there's nothing happening. So that is going to be my week, and hopefully some of the stuff that I have done in the past will start to come into fruition in July. And I also have a vacation scheduled in July, so hopefully those things don't run into each other. It's always how it seems to work. My birthday is also in July, and I do have some events coming up in July. It's about 1:30, and unfortunately, today is not going the way that I had planned. I thought that I was going to go to Nordstrom, pick up my order, then go to this chain out here where I can buy seasonings in bulk. And I thought I was gonna go there, pick it up, and then take it back to the kitchen. However, there's a gate entry to the kitchen, and it was like locked, and I was not able to get in. I don't know what's going on. I tried calling, but like, you cannot get in past this gate. So unfortunately, like, I stayed there for about 10-15 minutes, see if I would get a response back in a reasonable amount of time, but I did not. So I was not able to get in there and do what I was planning to do. And then my Nordstrom order, unfortunately, is not there. And I guess they told me over the phone that they rely on whenever FedEx, UPS, or whoever they use as their shipping company, when they drop off the order, that's when Nordstrom employees will then pack it up and have it ready for me to pick up. And my order was a 24-hour pickup, like ready, available in store. So I ordered this yesterday thinking that I would come in sometime today and pick it up, and it's 1:30, and they're like, no, it doesn't work that way. So I guess my shipment may not even be in the store. Maybe it was somewhere local, and it will get dropped off later today or tonight or tomorrow or some other day. I don't even know. But yeah, so I guess I'm not able to do that. I was not planning for things to go so wrong. I was trying to be efficient with my time. I just roll with the punches, and I'll get my stuff done later in the week. All right, so it is Monday, I think it's Monday, June 20th, and this week is not starting out the way that I planned. Sunday did not go the way that I planned, and now Monday is not going the way that I planned, and it is a little bit frustrating because I don't have any control over things going wrong. So number one, actually, I take that back. I do have control over what happened. Last night, I went to sleep at 1 a.m. And the reason why I went to sleep so late is because I was trying to learn how to put together a reel for Instagram so that today I could post that I'm going to have this YouTube channel, and anyone who wants to check it out and just, follow a young company and watch the growth or the fail. It's not gonna fail. But anyone who wants to watch this journey, I'm just doing that promo. And I was trying to make my reel look a certain way. So I'm like doing, watching a lot of videos, and I'm editing. And then I'm also editing my first video for YouTube because I wanted it to look a certain way. And I don't want to invest like a ton of money and resources into this by like getting a Mac, or so that I could use Final Cut Pro, or hiring someone to do the editing for me. I'm really just trying to do this, with the bare minimum. In business, there is a term for this. I can't remember. I cannot remember the term, but basically it is trying to accomplish a task with the least amount of resources. And if you have a company, that is always the goal. How can I do this YouTube thing, which I don't make any money from? It's not part of my business. I don't gain anything. No one may even watch these videos, and it could be for absolutely nothing. Like, I don't know that I'm going to be some huge star. I might just be a nobody. So this is not for financial gain. So I don't want to put a ton of resources into this, but I just want to document, what's going on. And with that, I'm trying to learn the cheapest way to do this. I ended up staying up till 1 in the morning, and I'm supposed to wake up at 5, and that did not happen because I was up super late. Oh my God. I just slept through all of my alarms, everything, because I was so tired. So basically for today, I have a lot of stuff that I need to get done. It is about 9 a.m. right now. I've been up and I've already started my day. So I've done some meetings, I've done some work, but all of my calls that I take are not always like it's a one-on-one meeting. Sometimes I'm listening into calls that are related to my industry, so I consider those to be meetings. So I was on a call listening into something which was super boring, so I'm not even gonna talk about it right now, but I did that this morning. Okay guys, so this is a little view of the presentation that I put together. So you can see here, we just showcase the products. And for this particular meeting with Walmart, we're only talking about this product right here. So the chickpea tuna is the only thing that is in consideration. So what I'm going to do is just remove, you see these on the side, I'm going to remove those out so that my presentation is really just focused on the tuna itself. And I'm going to keep the same template. The only thing that is going to change is the taking out the products here. So I'm going to keep my business stats. I'm going to keep the breakdown of my numbers and who my customer is, that sort of stuff. That's all going to stay, and just a little brief bio about myself. So this is pretty much the presentation that I put together for Walmart, and I'll edit some stuff, pull it out, and when I have my meeting with their buyer, then I'll talk a little bit about my brand and how I came up with everything, and just some personal info about myself. The template that I showed you here is basically the same one that I use no matter what buyer I am meeting with. All I do is just swap out the information so that it is relevant to the particular company that I'm talking to. And for this meeting, as I mentioned, it is really just going to be for my chickpea tuna product. That's the only one that's up for consideration to their stores. So with that means that I'm really going to center this presentation around that. So really every time I present to a buyer, this is the template that I use, and I create a new customized presentation for that buyer. And one of the things with this Walmart pitch is they ask for a lot of energy, and that's why I use bright colors like this green. It's like a neon green, and I use the yellow because they want to be visually entertained. So I don't want to sit there and bore them for 20 minutes and have this bland presentation. I really want to show them something that is interesting and different. And so along with my presentation having a lot of color, I try to bring out my personality and be all of who I am. And then also reading the person at the same time, because so far all of my presentations have been virtual, and that's mainly due to the pandemic, that everything has just been virtual meetings instead of like in person when you can come up there, showcase your product, that sort of thing. So I try to read the person on the other end. So I am myself, but at the same time, like if they're like not super hyped up, then I don't want to do too much. I kind of want to match the vibe of what's going on. And I don't know if that's the right thing or the wrong thing, but it's my thing. It's what I do. If I feel like someone else's energy is really low, then I don't want to come in and just be like, hi, I'm Ashley Kirk. It's like, I don't want to do all that if that's not the vibe. And I feel like you need to be able to read the room and know when it's time to be on 1,000 and when it's time to bring it down, depending on who you are in front of. It's a balance between reading the room, being yourself, being visually interesting when it comes to your presentation. And for me personally, I like to be visually interesting when I am presenting, and just in my personal life. Like, I know you guys see me like this because most of the time I'm at home or I'm going to my kitchen. But when I am going out to an event and people are going to see me, I like to dress up. So yeah, with these meetings, you just want to be sure that you're not boring them to death. And you want to stay on the topic of what you're there for. Yes, I get that you have other products and other stuff that you might want to talk about while you have their attention, but it is frowned upon. And I'm definitely one of those people that you give me 5 minutes, I'm going to get everything that I need in those 5 minutes, just because in my past, I didn't always do that. I didn't always take advantage of opportunities because I thought that I could do it at a different time, or it'll come around again. And sometimes stuff just does not come around again. And just like a little side note on that, I won Steve Harvey's pitch competition back in 2019. And I wanted to get like a picture with him, and I wanted to get a picture with him because I was the winner and I felt like I deserved to get the picture. But everyone rushed the stage at the end of the event, and so many people had come up to me and were like, congratulations, tell me more about your business. And mind you, I started in 2018, so there wasn't much to say in 2019. It was just really a concept, an idea that I had. I was working on the products and whatnot. So everyone had rushed him on the stage. I wanted to get a picture with him, and I wanted to talk to him about my business, and I just wanted to talk. I never got that opportunity to do so because I was like, you know what? All those people are on the stage. I'm just gonna wait until they get off, and then I'll get my picture with him, and then I'll talk to him in a later time. Never got my picture, never got to talk to him. Nothing happened like after that. And since then, I was like, you know what? If I'm in front of someone whose attention I want, I am going to get. So I totally get that if you're in front of a buyer for a Whole Foods, you're gonna show them all 50 products. Like, I got this, I got this, I got this. And then I can also work at Whole Foods if y'all need me to. And you're gonna try to throw out everything that you've got and tell them how much you love Amazon and all this other stuff. But with these meetings, you really have to hone in and focus on what is at play in that moment. You cannot talk about how much you love Amazon. You cannot talk about that you have some other products, and by the way, your good friend does too, and all that. You can't do any of those things. You cannot, because it's gonna distract from why you're there, and then they could potentially not take you seriously. Like, I want to say those things, but I'm not going to, because it is not the time, it is not the place. I'm focusing on the tuna because that is what the buyer said that they are interested in, and I'm gonna respect what they want to see and what they say. All right, so it's Tuesday, June 21st, and I have absolutely nothing going on this week. I haven't heard from anyone. I haven't gotten any follow-ups, so I don't know what's going on, but it has been really slow. Monday, and I mean, it's only 7:30 right now, so hopefully some stuff starts happening by midweek, but I have followed up with like people that I had meetings with in the past, just like asking questions or just sending information. I reached out letting someone know that I applied for their farmers market that they invited me to apply for, but I haven't heard anything back. Oh, I don't know, but it like kind of makes me nervous when I don't hear from people. But then, you know, life happens and everyone is not always like in the same place as me. So I try to remind myself that, you know, not everyone is as consistent and rigid as I am. Like sometimes I just feel like, okay, do they not like me? Do they not want to learn more about my product? Like what's going on? Did I do something? Like, you know, that sort of stuff starts to run through your mind and that causes doubt. And one of the things that I've learned is when things are completely silent, are you able to push through when it comes to your business and your work, or, you know, going after that job or dream home or whatever it is? When you're not hearing anything, no feedback, do you still keep going? And I definitely am someone who continues to go. This is not the first time that it has been like completely silent when it comes to my business or even just traditional jobs where I have applied for something, thought I was going to get the job, and I'm waiting to get that, you know, offer letter. I'm just like, you know, it's been silent, it's been weeks and time's going by, and I'm like, are they gonna contact me? And you know, sometimes it has ended up positive and sometimes it has not ended up. But, you know, everything is not going to be perfect 100% of the time. Things are going to fall through. You never know what's going to happen, which is why it's so important for me to continue to create opportunities that do not currently exist in my world. So I do have a Zoom call today with a person who sources ingredients. However, I had an opportunity to talk with the CEO and founder of another food brand, and they gave me some really solid advice about hiring someone in between you and your suppliers. And he basically made it clear that you want to have that direct relationship. You don't really want someone in between, because what happens when they go, what happens when you absolutely need something for your business, but you don't have a relationship with that supplier in order to get it. I'm going to have the meeting and just understand more of what she does. Although in my mind, I kind of have an idea that like, I don't want to outsource that, but I still want to hear what she has to say. I still want to understand what her role is and if there's any place for her to help my business. I think it's really important to at least hear people out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for Tuesday. So, I hope next week vlog and the weeks coming get better, because I'm so freaking nervous. So nervous. I'm getting scared, because if we don't get products into retail this year and start creating some new opportunities and demand, I don't know if we will be able to really sustain in the way that we need to. So kind of need those retailers. Today is not going the way that I planned. I don't know what's up with this week, but literally everything is going wrong. My shipment was not there on Sunday, couldn't pick it up on Monday, made plans to go and get it today, and now it's about 9:15. My grocery order has not arrived yet, so I cannot leave because I have perishable items that cannot sit outside of my door, and this is inhibiting me from going on about my day, because I was hoping to get my groceries between 7 and 9 a.m. this morning while I was doing my work, and then I had to go out, pick up my order from Nordstrom, and I have to still go to my kitchen today amongst some of the other tasks that I need to do later on. But now this is kind of like pushing my day back, and I have a 10 a.m. meeting, and I'm going to, like, nothing's going right. Like, nothing is going right today, and I'm trying not to be frustrated. I'm trying to just like center myself and be okay, but it's like a little bit annoying when things do not go the way that I planned, and my cleaners come at noon, and I was trying to get back home before they got here. So it's Wednesday, June 22nd, and this week still has continued to be slow, but it's okay because, like I said, I'm still like creating my own opportunities, and I've been really working on my pitch for Walmart and just trying to make a good enough impression to be able to get into their stores. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Walmart. I've been shopping there pretty much my whole life, and I have watched them as they have evolved as a company. I mean, Walmart went from being this brand, at least when I was growing up, that people saw as like, you know, one that you don't really want to shop in. Then I remember later on, people started disliking Walmart because they were displacing small businesses. They were coming into towns and taking over because they sell literally every product. Local businesses weren't able to compete with their prices. They were really disliked because of that. And now I'm seeing in the past several years this shift of their brand where they are really allowing smaller businesses to partner with them and be a supplier. They have their healthcare branch of the company, which is super exciting for me. Then now they're really investing in the communities that they serve. So I love those aspects about Walmart and how they are evolving and changing. For those of you guys who don't know, they opened up a healthcare facility where people who have insurance or don't have insurance can go there and get services at a fair cost. And to me, seeing where they are going as a company makes me feel like this is a company that I want my products in. I feel like it's a good fit. Now, I don't know if they'll feel the same way about me. They might be like, yeah, no. However, I do like where they are going. And a no today does not mean a no tomorrow. Anything can happen. That buyer could be gone. Someone else can come in and see the vision, or I meet another representative from Walmart and they're like, yeah, I'm going to override what she said. Like, you never know what's going to happen. So even if it is a no, it's not a no for life, but I'm not even putting that energy out there. I'm not even putting my mindset in the space of getting a no. So that's what I have for today. And then tomorrow I'm in the kitchen. Yesterday, I did have a call with someone who sources ingredients, and I felt like the call was okay. Nothing like mind blowing. They just have basic products, and I don't think that there's anything they can do for me at this very moment. But I was interested in, you know, them as a company, and yeah, that was a call. I don't see a space right now for what I do and for what they offer, because they do a lot of like ingredients that I really try to avoid, which is not whole ingredients. It's highly manipulated processed ingredients. So like the pea proteins, where they're like separating out the protein from peas, and chickpea protein, they do the same type of process, and that's not what I am looking to offer as a brand. My thoughts when it comes to like pea protein or those types of ingredients, if a person eats what they're supposed to, then you don't have a need for that. The reason why you need additional protein for those who do not have existing medical issues, you may need additional protein because perhaps you woke up in the morning and you had, I don't know, a waffle, and maybe you had Starbucks coffee, and maybe you chose a beverage that was super duper sugary. Perhaps it could be that for lunch you had food that came from a fast food restaurant that doesn't contain any real nutrients. Maybe you had for dinner hot wings and maybe French fries, which these are things I used to eat and do, which is why I had issues. So I don't know. Maybe that's why you might need more protein.
Okay, baby, it is Thursday, June 23rd. We are getting straight to it. We are in the kitchen. We are working on these burgers that have been a work in progress for now more than a year, or almost exactly a year. But we make these chickpea burgers, and we're really just trying to perfect the recipe, the consistency, the visual look to the product. But while we were working on this, I came up with a way to make cookies out of vegetables. Yes, that's crazy. Those are veggies. But yeah, we're just playing around now with that. But we spent several hours in the kitchen today just working on these burgers. I think that we are getting closer and closer. Next step is that we just need to figure out a way to create a mold or find an existing mold to be able to do these burgers in.
Today was super busy when it came down to like making my product and trying to get everything the way that like I needed it. I broke a bunch of nails while in the kitchen, but it was a lot because a lot of stuff went wrong, the consistency, a whole bunch of stuff. And then we did like a test of some cookies, and when we made the cookies, we were like, oh shoot, this is what we need to use for our burgers. So the particular consistency that we had for the cookies is exactly what we need for the burgers. But that's why we go in the kitchen and we experiment. And this is typically what you would pay a company to do. But, you know, not going to spend that kind of money on something that I can do just as well myself. So that's what I've been doing, and I spent all day in there doing that. And I feel like it was a success because, you know, we concluded something that I didn't think we were going to. Anywho, Thursday's a long day. I'm still not done. I'm on laptops and all sorts of stuff. I've got a lot more work to do. So that's what I'm going to get into. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did for Thursday. And then I don't know what I have for Friday. I'm kind of like breaking for Friday because I did so much today that I don't really need to like do too much for Friday because I feel like I got to the goal, but next week should be super busy. So it's June 24th. It's Friday, and it's still been a pretty slow week. And I meditate. And one of my favorite books is Ask and It Is Given. And in that book, they say that everything that you desire is on its way to you. However, when you think negative thoughts, those desires cannot get to you. It's almost like you are blocking it. And the example that they give is if you want to listen to a radio station 101.1, but you're on 98.2, 101 exists, but you're on a different frequency, you're on a different station, so you're not able to access what you want. And that's kind of like what we do with our mindsets, where we have a desire, but we're tuned into a different frequency, so we're not able to access that desire. And it's really important that your mindset is positive and that you stay in the mindset of what it is that you desire. So for me, you know, even though this has been like a super slow week, I still have to make sure that in my mind that I'm not getting off track or thinking from the perspective of, you know, things aren't happening the way that I want them to. It's not happening as fast, and then getting frustrated and then being unhappy, and then the things that I want really not coming to me because I'm not in a space where I can even accept it or acknowledge it or even recognize that it is there. So this is something new that I've been practicing for the past year or so, where I'm really trying to make sure that my mind, my thought process is in line. So with that, even though this isn't the week that I would have wanted, I still am staying in the mindset of being positive and enjoying the journey. everything is not going to come instantly. Even though we want it to, it's not even good if it does come instantly, because maybe you're not ready, and timing is everything. And sometimes we're like, oh, I want to be in these grocery stores, or for me, let me turn it to me. Sometimes I'm like, I want to be in these grocery stores, but then when I think about being in those positions, can I actually get my product across the country right now? If tomorrow Target said, hey Ashley, we love your product, we want 10,000 units, can I produce that? Actually, in the kitchen that I'm in, no, it can't even hold that many units.
Pausing right here, basically what I'm saying is that sometimes I want so much and I want to grow so fast that I don't always recognize that it's not time for that, and that baby steps are okay. I sometimes hate baby steps, and then other times I love them. It just depends on the mood that I'm in, but the main thing is me staying in the right mindset and allowing things to play out and maintaining my belief and my faith in what I'm doing.
The main thing is staying on the right vibrational frequency and making sure that I don't get off track.
When my day ones and they turn up, baby, past it, I was speeding on the freeway without a